have here is a prepared statement that I'm just going to read, and then of course we'll answer whatever questions you have. Captain Sweeney will be here to answer questions I can, and also the Special Agent in Charge, Scott Ferris from the KBI. And if there's issues or questions I can't answer, he'll answer if he can. Yesterday at 2:18 p.m., two Salina officers were sent to the 700 block of Commanche in reference to a domestic violence call. A female, a 55-year-old Salina resident, reported that her boyfriend was intoxicated and had pointed a rifle at her. For her safety, the officers met the female in a nearby park. As they were speaking to her, the woman saw her boyfriend, 45-year-old Jose Carrillo, walking on Commanche towards the park. Carrillo was carrying an object concealed by a blanket. At about this time, a Salina detective arrived on the scene. He had heard the call dispatch and that involved a rifle, so he responded on his own initiative. As he was walking towards the park, Carrillo removed the blanket from the object he was carrying, which revealed a rifle. Carrillo began firing at the detective and then turned his attention on the uniformed officers and fired at them. All officers sought cover and the detective did so behind a tree. The detective began returning fire at Carrillo, who was also using a tree for cover. At some point in the exchange of gunfire, the detective shot Carrillo 2 times with his department-issued handgun. Shortly thereafter, Carrillo dropped his weapon and he was taken into custody by officers there. As the officers and female were out of sight of Carrillo as he was walking down the street, it is believed that Carrillo was searching for the female. The officers' cars were also parked in a location where Carrillo would not have observed them as he was walking down the street. During the exchange of gunfire, 2 citizen vehicles, 1 police car, a fence, and an outbuilding sustained damages by the gunfire. There may be additional damage found in the future during investigation. The detective is the only police officer who fired his weapon during this incident. The detective is a 19-year veteran of the department, and he has been placed on administrative leave per department policy. Carrillo is still being treated for his wounds and charges will be pending. At my request, the Kansas Bureau of Investigation was contacted and they are conducting the investigation. All officers performed heroically during this traumatic event, and I am grateful that their training and experience resulted in this outcome. That's the end of the prepared statement, and of course I'll answer any questions you have.
Chief, where was the suspect hit and how many shots were fired?
We don't have an exact number of shots, but it was in fact multiple by both us and him. We can say that the victim was shot, we believe, 2 times, and they are non-life-threatening injuries.
How old is he, sir?
45. Correct.
And it was a Salina detective?
Yes.
Salina Police Department detective?
Correct. Detective and SWAT officer. That's correct.
Are you identifying the officer involved?
Not at this point. Of course I will. It's been less than 24 hours, but for now.
Okay.
Chief, what's the procedure after an officer-involved shooting? What are the steps that the KBI and the PD will be doing?
Well, it is a KBI's investigation. Their lead investigations on this. Per policy, it's my decision whether or not we investigate it or we ask for outside agencies such as the KBI to investigate it. Generally speaking, it's best practice to have outside agencies look at our shooting. I think it makes the public feel better about as far as not investigating our shooting.
Mr. Legend, would you be able to tell us kind of what you're going to be doing, sir, as far as the investigation? What kind of procedures you go through?
Just in general terms, we have our crime scene response team respond to this incident. They're going to do, yesterday and today, they're conducting a search of the scene and the cars and the area where everything took place. As far as the investigation goes, we're handling it as a normal type of officer-involved shooting investigation, meaning we'll interview all the parties involved and hopefully interview the suspect if he's willing to talk and present our findings to the county attorney.
Is there a typical length of an investigation, or does it depend on the circumstances of each case?
There is it's no real typical length. It depends. I can tell you we've already conducted neighborhood canvass, and they've done a fair amount of the crime scene work. They're finishing up today. Darkness was an issue last night, obviously. We're making use of our outdoor scanning equipment to recreate a 3D image of the scene, and then today they're going to finish collecting the other evidence.